It's Friday. You know that means it's time to deploy. Jim, how are you doing? How was your week?
Yeah, good man. Good, good. Busy week as usual. How's yours?
Insane. I know last week it was fine. Everything was good, and then it just went off the charts today, or today and the rest of the week. It was just crazy. So, um, yeah, rather than wasting time with preamble, let's just get into it because we have so much information to share. Sorry, I got all the news today. Um, So if you haven't checked out our webinars, you can go to octopus.com/webinars. There you'll find the next three that are coming up. We've got Michael and Dylan talking about the Octopus Deploy app for GitHub. That's going to be a lot of fun. On the 13th, I'll be hosting Octopus 101. Great way to see how to kick the tires. And then we've got Nick and Robert talking about, sorry, Kit and Robert talking about deploying your first application using Kubernetes and Octopus Deploy. This is going to be a lot of fun. One that we haven't announced yet, but will be on here soon, is one that I'm going to be hosting with Michael Levon, which is going to feature the State of Kubernetes 2024. So we're going to talk about everything and anything Kubernetes, and that's going to be on June 27th. We haven't published that yet, but this just dropped in terms of my news, and so very excited about that. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to be talking about everything in terms of Kubernetes. If you didn't happen to catch the webinars that we just hosted, these are the webinars that we've recently hosted. This one was entitled "Navigating Success with DORA," where we had Nathan Harvey from Google. He's the lead for DORA, and he was talking to Paul O'Reilly, who's an advocate over in New Zealand for Codefresh/Octopus Deploy. They were talking about DORA and why it's important. So you can still sign up for this and watch the recording if you'd like. Earlier today, I recorded a episode or a webinar with Bob. This was entitled "Kubernetes for the Rest of Us." You can watch that with us talking about Kubernetes. This is me just talking about our resources, but basically, Bob talked a lot about everything and anything to do with Kubernetes, and basically showed how to get started with Kubernetes and kind of like the basic building blocks of Kubernetes and why and how we use it internally. So that was a great little session by him, and we're going to be posting that up on our YouTube channel very shortly. More news. Sorry, we're just going to blister right through it. So, as per usual,
Let's go.
this is yeah, exactly. So this is a post by Matt Casperson entitled "Behind the Scenes of the Octopus Extension for GitHub Copilot." So last week, I hosted a webinar I did a video with Matt Casperson where we talked about how GitHub Copilot extensions were announced at Build. This is the blog post here. This is very meta. I'm going to be talking to basically me talking about myself. But I met with Matt, and he and I were talking about GitHub Copilot extensions, and we wrote one for GitHub Copilot. So there's an extension available up on the GitHub Copilot extension marketplace, or github.com/marketplace, where you can download our extension. And so this was a video that I did with Matt. He has since published a blog post of everything that went on behind the scenes to build it. So if you're at all curious about how this came together, what it looks like, etc., this is the blog post for you. So basically, Matt goes, what are Copilot extensions, how they were announced, the value of Copilot extensions, how you can extend the capabilities of GitHub Copilot, and then how it works. And then it gets into the very specifics of how we were able to build this for targeting the Octopus API to provide this real-time API capability. So basically, he stood up some infrastructure to make this work. This is all utilizing a prompt that we have, which we reserved, called Octopus AI App, and then you can after which provide any sort of free text you want, and we'll basically process that for the model that we've designed behind the scenes for this. And so Matt goes into great detail here about how this all works. If you're all curious, if you're all thinking about building one yourself, an extension for GitHub Copilot, this would be a great starting point for that. And Matt goes also into the sort of guidelines around this. So this is a very lengthy post, very detailed post, and one that I would highly recommend you check out. This is behind the scenes of the Octopus extension for GitHub Copilot. Awesome. We've been doing a lot of stuff as well. This was a interview that was done with Dan Garfield. Dan Garfield is our VP of open source here at Octopus and Codefresh. He's the co-founder of Codefresh. And he talked to Bart Farrell about Kubernetes clusters, how to manage them, etc. You can watch or listen to the recording of this. It's entitled "Clusters Are Cattle Until You Deploy Ingress." If you want, you can check it out. This is at the Cube FM show, basically. So if you go to cube.fm, you'll find the show there, and all the notes are there. So Dan was talking to him about that, which is awesome. This is a blog post that was written by Costas, creating temporary preview environments based on pull requests with Argo CD and Codefresh. So basically going through the details of how this works. When you're wanting to preview environment impacts with these two systems, using Argo CD and Codefresh as part of this process, and the how, where, when, and why. Some very pretty diagrams. UML for the win. Sorry. So basically talking about how do you utilize Argo CD as the central controller, basically, for managing this, for doing, in part, your deployments using Codefresh as an integration. So this is where it's integrating with Codefresh here, using GitOps as part of this. So if you need a certification, you can check that out. So this is a detailed blog post by Costas talking about all of this and all the patterns and practices you should think about doing. So that's up on codefresh.io. It's our blog, and this is a new sort of blog/technical guide from him. Some other resources worth mentioning. So this is, if you happen to be in the Auckland area, I believe it is, Kit will be doing a presentation called Kubernetes Forensics and Incident Response, Deployment to Kubernetes at Scale. So this is part of the AK Auckland Kubernetes group, so AKL K8S group. And so if you want to check it out, Kit will be talking about deployment to Kubernetes at scale. And this is going to be occurring on June 12th at 5:30 p.m. And this is at the 2 Degrees head office in Auckland. So if you're in New Zealand or anywhere around the Auckland area, make sure to check that out. Moving right along, in terms of virtual events, there's an event coming up. I don't know if you know about this, Jim. It's called PlatformCon. Have you heard of this?
I'm not aware of it, no. What's it about?
All right, so platformcon.com. This is the website. It's a virtual event, but this year it's going to be the first in-person event. So if you're interested in registering, this is all about platform engineering, so very much catering to DevOps and platform engineering folks, and there's lots of great speakers lined up for this. They did do it last year, so you can see they had over 169 talks. There you go, with 40 plus hours of recordings. They're doing it again this year, so PlatformCon 2024 is happening June 10th to 14th, and so you can sign up and check it out virtually if you want. On the other hand, you can also sign up for what's called a watch party. So what is a watch party? It's where you can come in and get some light refreshments and some food on a variety of companies who care to host. They're happening all over the world, so places like New York and Madrid, Berlin, and what's that? Brisbane. Hey, look at that. We're hosting it too. So we're hosting the official the watch party for PlatformCon 2024 in Brisbane. So if you're in the Brisbane area, first of all, register up on the page. And then second of all, come on over, check us out over at Octopus HQ in South Brisbane. We'd happy to host you. And we'll be there for about 5-6 hours talking about platform engineering. You can kind of watch some of the recordings with us, and also we'll have some live events as well, some live presentations as well. You can come meet some of the Octonauts at Octopus Deploy, which would be great. And all the details are listed there. So check it out. We're cool. We're hip. It's like Madrid,
Can I come?
London, New York, Brisbane. It's like the last city you'd expect. So there you go. So that's PlatformCon. If you want to see where it is, you can check out watch parties here at the top. And if you scroll a little bit down, it's on June 13th. And it's classic cities, like be magically whisked away to New York, San Francisco, and Australia, or Brisbane. So there you go.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. Moving straight along, as it were, we have a lot of other things worth mentioning. So Paul has an article posted up on Forbes.com, Understanding DevEx as a Service. So this is part of the Tech Council section that they have up on Forbes.com. And if you're at all interested about this, there's so many ads. This is unbelievable. It's like whack-a-mole. You have to get rid of all of them. But basically, if you're at all interested about... What's that?
They're coming back.
I know. I know, it's just like pop-ups. I don't know why I'm getting these ads. Compare them. Okay, whatever. Anyways, if you're all interested about reading, understanding DevEx as a service, so this idea that developer experience and this term DevEx as a service, you can check out this article here. Basically, Paul describes it as DEAAS aims to improve the developer experience, and platform teams are responsible for leading this initiative. At its core, it aims to centralize and standardize the developer experience across the organization through a IDP, or internal developer platform, developed by the platform team. By leveraging cloud-based platforms and services, platform teams build an IDP with a curated set of tools and resources tailored to a developer's need. So that's how you implement it, what you can use, et cetera, et cetera. So that's up on Forbes.com as part of the Tech Council there. So that's cool. Moving right along, we're coming to India. So folks in Bangalore or folks in Mumbai, we will be in India next week. So this will feature Harsh, who's our VP of Revenue, Senior VP of Revenue, Michael, who's our VP in the revenue team as well. We'll be visiting India, talking to customers, etc. So if you're around at all, possibly give them a shout. Ping them over on LinkedIn. Let them know you would like to meet up or something like that. We will be in India, so be on the watch for that. And then wrapping things up, and this is something that we want to talk about last week, but it was a little bit early. So we have just achieved SOC 2 Type 2 compliance. So this is a audit that we've successfully passed. This was done by Assurance Lab. And as it says here, the security and confidentiality of customer and vendor data has always been a top priority. SOC 2 represents a high standard, globally recognized, to demonstrate our commitment to securing our customers' critical information assets. So if you want, you can go to our Trust Center, which is at trust.octopus.com. There you'll find a bunch of documents relating to compliance, etc., and the report relating to our SOC 2 Type 2 audit is listed there, and you can request access there. The Trust Center is great. This is where you'll find all of our docs there, so feel free to check that out. And as it says in the post, we've recently passed. Cute little graphic here, which is awesome. I'd love it when we do things like this. This makes me feel better. Having validation or auditing through this is always a good thing. Whew. All right. Like I said, that was a lot of news.
You did it. Nice work.
Yes, I did it. Yes, under 15 minutes. So everything's still good with you? Like I did all the talking, man. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm good. That was really cool stuff. Yeah.
All right. Well, if anything, you're up to date on everything outside of Octopus and Codefresh. So there you go. Anyways, if you happen to stumble upon this video, feel free to like and subscribe. As always, we will see you next week. Happy deployments, everyone. Take care, and we'll see you later.